Hello again. Welcome back to this week's Stint Take. Today we're going to be looking at if pornography is as harmless as our culture wants us to think. As we dig into this topic, I want to start off with something that Jesus said in Matthew chapter 6, verse 22. Your eye is like a lamp that provides light for your body. When your eye is healthy, your whole body is filled with light. But when your eye is unhealthy, your whole body is filled with darkness. You know, we live in a culture with the unhealthiest of eyes, and I think we have all experienced the darkness that it brings. No longer is sex cherished and preserved for marriage like God designed it to be. Now we are exposed to sexual images everywhere we look, even if we have absolutely no desire to view them. So the question is, are those pornographic images dangerous? And the answer is yes. With all of the new studies coming out now, we are seeing a massive rise in sex trafficking, sexual assault, sexual abuse, and the list goes on and on. Why? Because more and more people are becoming addicted to pornography. And in reality, pornography is fake intimacy, and it creates a false expectation of what sex is. Now guys, I want to speak to you specifically for a minute. Did you know that 88% of pornography films contain acts of physical aggression? This means that in some way the man is physically abusing the woman. Let me be clear, that is not love. Because the reality is that boys who watch pornography no longer are falling in love with a woman, they're falling in love with a feeling. And there is no one in the world who will ever be able to satisfy that feeling. So in order to try to satisfy your addiction to a feeling, you now try what pornography shows you. You start to act more aggressively or abusively to try to make sex more sexy. And that is sick and terribly wrong. Because let me show you this. Ephesians 5:25 says, "For husbands, this means love your wives, just as Christ loved the church. He gave up his life for her." I know that most of you watching this video probably aren't married, but if you someday do get married, this is what Jesus will call you to do as a man, to love your wife so much that you will give up your very life for her. If you are watching pornography, you are not loving your wife more than yourself. Because statistics show that pornography is going to set up your marriage for failure. Over half of divorces now involve one party having, and I quote, an obsessive interest in pornographic content. Did you hear that? More than half of divorces now involve one party having an obsessive interest. So you see, pornography is damaging to your relationships, to your own mind, to your own body, and most importantly, to your spirit. It is a serious sin against God. So what is the answer to it? Well, let's look at what Jesus said. He said, "I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you won't have to walk in darkness because you will have the light that leads to life." The answer for you today is to turn away from the darkness of pornography and to turn to the light of Christ. And I want you to know that I am living proof that the light of Jesus Christ is stronger than the darkness of pornography. Jesus set me free 5 years ago. So if that's you today, and you are ready to be done with pornography once and for all, now is the time to earnestly pray to God and ask Him to forgive you, ask Him to break the chains of pornography, ask Him to fill you with His light, and to help you walk in freedom from here on out. If you are ready to pray that prayer, then you also need to talk with a godly man or woman in your life and tell them as well so that they can keep you accountable. If you are a guy, talk to a godly man, and if you are a girl, talk to a godly woman. So we will be talking a lot more about this topic in the coming months. But if you have any questions or would like us to hit on anything else specific that I didn't talk about today, please comment down below. We would love to hear from you.
If you want to learn more about this topic and many others, or about our cost-free stint internship, visit topbecker.org/stint.